Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Welcome back to the SAT course with Edge Academy. Today's lesson is going to be about run-ons and fragments. So let's have a definition first. What is a run-on and what is a fragment? First of all, the definition for both of them is completely different because they talk about two different things. The first one is run-on sentence, simply two or more independent clauses, okay, that are not joined in the proper with the proper punctuation. That means we have two complete sentences, but the punctuation is not correct, while fragment is not a complete sentence. Okay, so it's not an independent clause. In that case, we call it fragment. So what is a complete sentence? Independent clause. What shall we see? Okay, or what shall we have in the independent clause in order to say that it is an independent clause? We should have a subject to talk about. We should have a verb only. Now we're missing something which is very, very important, which is the complete thought. The three things here must be, you must have them in order to say this is an independent clause. Yeah, in some cases you may not have a subject in the imperative sentences, okay, but it's only in the imperative sentence. You can only have a verb and a complete thought, but the subject will be hidden then, but still have a subject. Let's have an example. Barbara bought a new bottle. We need a subject, Barbara, verb, bought, the complete thought that Barbara bought a new bottle, and here, we don't need anything else. Everything is clear. By adding one simple word before that independent clause, we change it from being independent clause to be a dependent clause or a fragment, as we can say. Only one word that was added, which is because, or after, or before, or while, or when. Okay, all these words, if you are added before the independent clause, they change the independent clause to be a dependent clause. So fragments are usually composed of either dependent clauses or conglomerations of phrases. Simply read this example. When Jasper eventually figured out the solution to the engineering problem, what happened? Still need something. While if you just remove the word when from the sentence, you'll find it is a complete sentence. Okay, but the sentence here is fragment. Okay, so I'm going to keep when here. Okay, so another fragment here, near the bus stop behind the high school, with his kid sister by his side. There are all prepositional phrases. There is no subject, there is no verb, there is no complete thought. Last one here is very confusing for some students. The young starlet who won the Oscar for her first film, having a hard time deciding what her next role should be. If you look at here, we have a subject which is starlet. Khalas, subject. The verb, don't say that this is the verb. No, it is not the verb. One is not the verb. Because one is the verb for who? We need a verb for starlet. Yes, who refers to starlet? Yes. But starlet needs a verb in itself. Yes, we have it here. Having a hard time. You can't have ing like this without verb to be before it. You should say is or was. Having a hard time deciding what her next role should be. This is a complete thought here, but we are missing what? A verb. The verb here is missing. Okay? So we have subject, we have the complete thought, but we don't have the verb. Now pause the video and try to answer this question. George always term double speak, space to confuse or to mislead. Where is the subject here? The term itself is the term double speak. It is a subject, it needs a verb. ing alone, as we said, you can't have it without verb to be before it. So this is out. This is out. Here we have which. Once you have which, that refers to double speak, and refers here as a verb is referring to which. So where the verb for double speak? I have to look at the sentence again. Do we need anything here? Do you have anything? Or we can't have anything after this comma because we can't have only one comma between the subject and verb. Okay, we have another comma here, so the verb should be here. No, there is no verb here. That means this is incorrect because we don't have a verb for that subject. If you look at D, find a verb, singular verb, for one term which is singular, refers to the intentional use of language. In that case, you will see that double speak is a subject, refers is a verb, and the complete thought is there. Perfect. Now, what about the run-on? Run-on, as we said, two complete sentences, but not joined with the right punctuation. Okay? So how we should combine between two complete sentences? We said complete sentence means what? Three things. Subject, verb, complete thought. Okay? Subject, verb, complete thought. You must have these three things. So if we have two complete sentences, between them we may have comma, fanboys. As we said before, comma and fanboys can join between two complete sentences. Fanboys alone is not correct. Comma alone is not correct. Number two is going to be the semicolon. Yes. Or full stop. You can put full stop as well. So these two are equal each other. They equal each other. That means if you find both of them in the same sentence, okay, you have to think twice before choosing one of them. Most likely both of them will be wrong. Okay? But the only scenario that we can have a semicolon, as we said in the previous video, that when we have to join between two complete sentences, but these complete sentences, they have lots of commas. Okay, so not to be confusing with the for the one who's listening to or reading that passage, we may have a semicolon and a fanboy. We may have a semicolon with a fanboy. Okay, semicolon also will be fine there. Semicolon with therefore, transitional words, therefore. And here we need you to just concentrate a little bit, because transitional words like however, nevertheless, thus, indeed, moreover, they are all followed by a comma. They are followed by a comma if we start in the sentence with it. But are there scenarios that we may have these ones in different places? Yes, we'll talk about them, inshallah, in the coming slides. Now look at this example. Ralph needed to study for his biography test, comma, he had left his notes and textbook at school. Two complete sentences joined by only a comma in the middle. Is that correct? No, because we need either comma with fanboys or semicolon with transitional words. So you don't have a comma with transitional word, okay? Here the comma with the fanboys, and here is the semicolon with the transitional word however, and we have a comma after it to separate it from the independent clause. And also you can have only a semicolon, okay, like this. Okay, so these are the three ways to join two independent clauses. Okay, the example I'm going to give now for however, you can apply it on the other transitional words as well. Where shall we place however? We have three scenarios for this. We either have however in the beginning of the sentence, so we put it in the beginning with a comma after, and then the complete sentence. Okay? Or we may have it between the subject and verb. In that case, we will have a comma before and we will have a comma after. All the time, however, has a comma after. Okay? You can have it like this. Or the last scenario, that you have the complete sentence first, and then you separate the sentence by a comma, and then you put however at the end, and then a full stop to end the sentence. Okay? You can apply this to all of the transition words, okay, like though, nevertheless, all the ones that we mentioned for the transitional words. Are there any other ways to join complete sentences? Sure, there are other ways, okay, to join the complete sentences, but you have to take care of what's going on. The dash could be you have a complete sentence in the middle, and before it you have a subject, after it you have a verb, so you have a complete sentence inside the complete sentence. You can have it like this. A parenthesis, okay, you can use it for any interrupter that you can use, and also the colons. And remember the colons, we said we need the complete sentence before, and then the colons, and we may have a list or an explanation or definition afterward. This explanation or definition must be complete sentence as well. So transitional words like however and therefore are sometimes used as parenthetical expressions if we use them as interrupters, not as conjunctions. Like the example here, Susan understands the scientific concept, but here is the conjunction, comma, fanboys. Her implementation, however, here, however, is interrupter, not a conjunction, is poor. Okay? Think of this example, pause the video, and then I'm going to explain it right now. So here many people think taxes are too high, one of these highs. So we have here high with a comma after, and then consequently transitional word, and then a comma. This could work if the first sentence is not a complete. So we have to read it again. Many people think taxes are too high. This is a complete sentence, so a comma alone is wrong. You can't have a comma alone. And that will cancel B as well. So we have transitional word here with a comma. C, we have a semicolon, which is good. Good option. Leave it now. Let's read D. D, we have a comma. Some people do not. Only a comma is not sufficient. We need something to separate two complete sentences. So the semicolon is the only solution here we have. And then we have transitional words with a comma after. And that is perfect. That is the end of the lesson. It's very short, but very, very, very important. These are the links for more practice if you want to. Thanks a lot.